Today, we're building the very same image slider twice, once in Depicter and once in Slider Revolution, using identical steps from start to finish. We'll observe every stage closely, and at the end, analyze the speed results for both sliders using GTmetrix. Let's begin. From Depicter's main dashboard, I click Create a Blank, choose Slider, name it, set the width and height, and hit Create Slider. Simple and straightforward. In Slider Revolution, I click New Blank Module from the main dashboard. To set the dimensions, I need to go to the right-hand panel, click on Layout, and define the width and height there. In Depicter, I'll just use the right side panel's background color option to pick my color. Done. In Slider Revolution, the process has a few more steps. First, I go to the Slider Options tab on the top right. Then under Source, I change the type to Colored. This reveals a BG color option. I click it, and from the new window, I can finally set my color. On the left sidebar, I click the Upload button and select my image files. For this slide, I just need one. I can easily resize and position it. Now watch this. My image has a background, but I can click this little AI icon in the corner, and Depicter's AI removes the background for me. That's a huge time saver. Perfect. Over in Slider Revolution, I'll go to Add Layer, then Image. This adds an element to the stage. Now, from the right panel, I'll open the Media Library to select my image and insert it. As you can see, this image still has its white background. Slider Revolution doesn't have a built-in tool for this, so I had to remove the background in another program and re-upload the transparent version. Now to resize it, it seems when I drag one side, the other scales unpredictably. Okay, after a bit of fiddling, I've got it positioned. I open the Text tab on the left, add a heading, and double-click it to edit. From the right side panel, I adjust font, color, size, and center alignment. I set the text transform to capitalize, so the first letter of each word is always uppercase. I want this text behind the image. I'll open the Layer panel and just drag the text layer below the image layer. Super easy. I could have also done this from the Arrange section in the right panel. Now I add another text for the slide number, customize it, and then go to Vectors to My Vectors to insert an SVG. Finally, I add a paragraph text and place it at the bottom left. For text in Slider Revolution, I'll click Add Layer, then Text. To change the text itself, I have to use the Content field in the right side panel. I'll center it. To change the font and color, I need to switch to the Style tab at the top. To move the text behind the image, I'll use the Timeline panel at the bottom and drag the text layer under the image. I'll add another text for the slide number. Now for the SVG, I'll go to Add Layer, then Icon or SVG. I'll click on My SVG Library, but it seems it's not detecting the SVGs I've already uploaded to WordPress. I'll have to upload it manually again. I'll fix its size and position, and finally, I'll add the description text and style it. I'll go to the Controls panel on the left, choose a style for the navigation arrows, and just drag them where I want them, right under my description text. I'll change their color to white. Done. Here, I can't simply add navigation arrows as layers. I go to Navigation Options, Arrows, enable them, and choose a style. They automatically stick to the left and right edges, so I can't freely reposition them. I want to create a text-based menu. I'll add a text element, name it Paris Fashion, and style it. Then I'll just duplicate it twice. I can even change the text directly in the Layer panel. Now, from the Shapes panel, I'll add a line between the text elements. Notice how Depicter's smart guides automatically show me the alignment and spacing, making it easy to center everything perfectly. I'll select these text and line elements by holding Control, then right-click and group them. Now they move as one. In the Layer panel, I'll right-click the group and select Show on All Slides. This moves it to the foreground layers, meaning this menu will appear on every slide automatically.
Here, the process is reversed. I first need to add a layer and create a group. I'll position it, then add a text element inside it and customize it. Now I'll duplicate the text twice. To add lines between them, I'll go to Add Layer and choose Shape. Slider Revolution doesn't have a dedicated line shape, so I have to use a rectangle and make it very thin to look like a line. I'll set its color and size, then duplicate it, and the size reset. Let me fix that again. Okay.
I want the main image and text to have a parallax effect on mouse move. I'll select the image, go to the Options tab, enable Parallax Effect, and hit Edit. I'll give it a positive x-axis movement and 0 y-axis movement for horizontal-only parallax. Now I'll select the text, enable its parallax, and this time give it a negative x-axis movement. Let's hit Preview. See how the image and text glide in opposite directions as I move the mouse? It creates a beautiful sense of depth. To add parallax here, I first have to go to the main slider settings, then on Scroll, and set the Triggered By option to Mouse Move and give it a speed. Now I select the image layer, go to the On Scroll tab, and under Parallax in 3D, I'll set a level. I'll do the same for the text with a different level. Let's check the result. As you can see, it creates a parallax effect, but unfortunately, Slider Revolution doesn't offer a simple way to create a horizontal-only parallax. It's not quite the effect I was going for. Time for animations. I'll select the image, go to the Animation tab, and choose a Move In animation from the right. I'll disable the default fade. I'll quickly apply different animations and delays to all the elements to create a staggered entrance. I'll even add a rotation to the SVG. Let's play the animations. Looks great. I'll select the image and go to the Animation tab. Under the In tab, I'll choose a slide transition from the right. Now for the text. Wait, why did the image jump? I'll try adjusting the keyframes in the timeline below to fix the order. The image jumped again. This can be a bit frustrating. I'll apply this to all elements and let's see the result. Let's check responsiveness. Depicter has device icons at the top. On tablet view, everything looks good. I'll just move this text group a bit. Now for mobile view, this needs a bigger change. I'll move the image and main text down, the description to the top left, and center the navigation arrows and the text menu. It's all drag and drop. Let's play the animations. The animations work perfectly on mobile too. For responsiveness here, I click the desktop icon at the top. I first have to enable notebook view, then fix the layout. Then I enable tablet view, and repeat the process. Finally, I enable mobile view. I'll center the text group, move the image and main text down, and position the SVG. The process works, but it feels a bit less direct. To create the other slides, I'll just duplicate this one. I can do it from the 3-dot menu or from the Slides panel. Now on slide 2, I'll just drag my new image onto the old one and it replaces it while keeping the settings. I'll use the AI to remove the background again. To change the text, I just double-click and type. I'll do the same for slide 3. In just a moment, all 3 slides are ready. I hover over slides, then hover again on New Slide and click the duplicate icon. I repeat this twice. Now on slide 2, I select the image and replace it from the media library. Oh, the new image didn't keep the position and size of the old one. I have to manually resize and reposition it again. I'll change the text from the side panel. I'll repeat this for slide 3, including the manual image adjustments. Let's make our text menu functional. I'll select the first text, go to the Action tab, choose Go to Slide, and set it to Slide 1. I'll repeat this for the other 2 texts, linking them to slides 2 and 3. For a hover effect, I'll go to the Hover tab, enable it, and set a white background color. I'll do the same for all 3. And remember that Show on All Slides feature? Because we did that, this fully functional interactive menu is already working on all 3 slides. One and done. Let's see. The hover works, and clicking takes me to the correct slide, a perfect in-slider menu. Back in Slider Revolution, I'll select the first text, go to Actions, and choose Jump to Slide 1. I'll repeat this for the other two texts. For the hover effect, I'll select the text, go to the Hover tab, enable it, and scroll down to the Style section to set the text and background color. I'll repeat this for all three texts. Okay, all done. Let's test it. I click on the second menu item, and it works. But now I'm on slide 2, and the menu links don't work anymore. Of course, the actions were only applied to the menu on slide 1. I have to go to each slide and manually add the actions to the menu items all over again. Okay, now that that's done, let's test it again. It works now. Let's add this to a page. I'll add the Depicter widget, select our slider from the list, and you can see a live interactive preview right inside the editor. I'll hit Publish. Now for Slider Revolution. I'll add the widget, select our slider, but there's no live preview inside the editor, just a placeholder. I'll publish the page to see it. Here's the Depicter slider live on page. Smooth parallax and seamless interaction through both the menu and arrows. And here's the Slider Revolution version. The parallax effect is there, and navigation works with the arrows and the menu we built. Finally, both pages, each with just one slider, are tested on GTmetrix. The Depicter slider gets a noticeably higher performance grade. Looking into the waterfall chart, the Depicter page makes fewer HTTP requests and uses optimized internal assets like a smart precess file, leading to a much lighter and faster page load. Both tools can produce great results, but the smoother workflow and faster performance make Depicter stand out in real-world use. That's the full comparison. Build complete, results measured.